All right, I just wanted to do a quick trade review on GLXY Galaxy. And so, yeah, an earnings EP, I thought it would be a great candidate this morning. Saw it gapped up on earnings, and earnings whispers showed that the company had 194.7 earnings surprise. So I had a really good earnings surprise and a solid revenue surprise at 98.9. And also the earnings correspondence showed that Galaxy, they beat by 261% the earnings per share, and the revenue beat by 90%. And he also said, the EPS was over 1,000% year over year. Revenue was really great. EPS good. And revenue was up quarter over quarter. So I thought this would make a really good candidate for an episodic pivot. So in pre-market this morning, I saw it gapped up about 9-ish%, and it was pretty close to breaking this range, this 44.4 range. So I thought it would be worth a try. So my normal entry is, for a starter, my normal entry is the close of the first 1 minute candle if it closes green. So I'm looking at it pre-market, it looks pretty solid, and then at market open, we'll continue over here. Market open, it went straight down. So immediately I'm just like, well, this is a failed episodic pivot, but I kept it on my radar. That's the first 1 minute candle. I didn't even touch it. The second minute candle closes and it bounces. So I immediately, I set my line here, 42.05, for a stop just in case I might enter it and if it would bounce higher. And then as it broke here, this red to green level I entered, I took a starter right here, my risk low of day. And I was looking to add the close of the first 5 minute green candle. So I took a starter here about 43.77. Then I wait for the 5 minute candle to form at about 44. You can switch to the 5 minute chart here. And then I added at about 44, and my risk was low of day. So I entered, and I had basically a full position. And yeah, my stop is at 42, my average about 43.90, I suppose. And then I just let it play out, and immediately it starts working. Like it goes up, the volume's there, it's huge. And then it just slams back down. And at this point, since I added, or I took a starter and added, just to lower my risk, I set right here 42.78. Like I was gonna stop out of my ad right there just to lower the risk in case it does continue selling off. And then it does wick down and stop me out on my ad. And then I just kept my starter just to see if it would play out, and I put a hard stop at 42.06, and then as the morning progresses, it does come and stop me out. So the trade failed, but I think I managed it pretty well. Like, what did I learn? We can look at the daily chart. I think for episodic pivots going forward, I want to make sure that they actually gap above a range, not just like right here. But like all in all, I think I managed it well. It would have been nice if it worked, but not every trade's gonna work. And another thought that really kind of stuck out to me, even though they supposedly had really great earnings, according to earnings whispers and the earnings correspondence. If you look at MarketSmith, you can see this company, they have really mixed EPS and mixed sales. So I probably shouldn't even have taken this trade, to be honest with you, just because I trust MarketSmith more than I do, some random guy on X named the earnings correspondence and then earnings whispers. So I think next time for my next EP trade, I want to make sure earnings whispers says the company did really well on earnings. The earnings correspondence also says they did well on earnings. And then the third double check would be just to make sure MarketSmith says the company is doing really well and has a bright future. Just looking at what MarketSmith said about GLXY, I shouldn't even have taken the trade. Like if these numbers were growing, like the percent change, the sales, if they were growing, I would have taken the trade. Right? I would have had more conviction in the trade. But anyway, just took a small loss on this today and just something to look forward to. Look for in the future. Make sure MarketSmith says the company is good. Make sure earnings whispers and the correspondent say the company is good. And that'll just add conviction that the trade would go higher. But yeah, that's all I wanted to share. And yeah, have a nice day.